Hey guys, so today I pretty much decided that we are going to talk about music. I was going to originally try doing meditation, however, I changed my mind. I do that. Anyways, I could talk about music endlessly, just about. I'm in the process of getting everything set up still, so give me just a minute while I try and drag your asses in here. Music has always been like one of my life jackets almost for as long as I can remember. And I've always enjoyed singing. I tried playing piano for a little while. We'd have to ask my mom. True dates on that, but it wasn't very long because I get discouraged easily. And I also did a few other things throughout school, but nothing too major. So I've always been able to escape through music, and it's my taste in music always changes. It's never really the same. I have a very wide variety. It really just depends on my mood or which alternate is more present or what's going on in my day. Or, if my boyfriend forgets to do something that I ask politely of him to do and he's already forgotten in 2 minutes. And now he has a very confused look on his face because he really doesn't remember. It consists of this video. Anyhow, lately I've been finding myself, it's called The Blanket, doing a lot of Faith Marie. And she has a lot of different songs that really speak to me personally.
I'm a shitty stage tech.
And and then, of course, I feel like it's very raw. Not just what she's singing about, but her music is mostly just piano and her, which I love. And then, of course, Beth Crowley is another one that I have been listening to a lot recently. And one of her songs, Warrior, I might pull up the lyrics later, just depending. But that's a song that has been extremely empowering for me over the past few months, and I've been overcoming a lot of challenges recently, and that's one of the ones that kind of gets me through. So Bruce really enjoys screamo type music, and it's been a realization as far as what the lyrics truly mean behind just the screaming. He likes the screaming because it lets go a lot of that pent-up aggression that you kind of, keep locked up sometimes.
Well, if you go into Nordic culture, it's actually a religious thing. See, I told you, terrible stage tech. What did I say? But yeah, seriously, that's a lot of like get into like Viking culture and stuff, like those growls. There's all kinds of different practices when it comes to screaming or growling, basically, that, getting deep and earthy, deep down inside your soul. Say it with your diaphragm, I guess, but just channeling in. A lot of times when you write, you're writing with a lot of emotion, and it really comes. A lot of people think that screaming music is like angry and satanic, and
Which some of it is.
yes, absolutely, some of it is. But I've also heard all kinds of a bunch of other music.
My exact point.
That does it as well. It's not just if you want to sing about Satan, you don't have to scream about it. There's a bunch of other music too that's like really bad stuff, but the majority of the screaming, not just because it's their genre, is a lot of it's frustration and pain. And like that's been the analogy that I've been using most recently is like, hey, like people say like, oh, that's such noise, they're screaming, and then I'm like, what about a baby when they're crying? That's not noise. You immediately think, wait a minute, what's wrong with this human? There's a malfunction with this human. What's wrong with you, human? And people just make the assumption, oh, he's full of Satan or demons and stuff. Or no, it's a lot of it's talking about the pain. My favorite, the song that broke me down is A Greater Foundation by As I Lay Dying. And the song just, it basically talks about how you can't, if you come across things in life that make you learn lessons and make you decide that you're going to be a new person and that you're going to change your life radically, that you can't really just turn and change direction quite like that all the time. A lot of times there are pre-built programs in our subconscious that we wind up, just behavioral patterns and stuff that we develop, and we're not even aware
Trauma
of
responses.
Trauma responses. We don't even know. How do you heal a trauma response unless you're aware of what causes the trauma response? You can't. You have to know why. And part of knowing why is going back and reliving that pain. And if you actually do that with like good intention and without fear, if you can get past the fear of it, that's when you can really start to become that new person that you've been craving to be. And it's painful and hard, and there a lot of times there's a lot of life trials that can be tied in with it, but you wind up with a greater foundation. It's like you wind up with that situation where you're just like, wow, like I guess it had to be that way. And gosh, I love talking to people who want to change their past. Like if you ask somebody like, hey, would you go back in time and change all those horrible things that happened to you? The people that say yes, I really like hearing from them, because it's not long after that you realize, like, say, like for me, I went to prison for something I did when I was 19. And in a roundabout way, there is honestly no way I would have moved back here to Price, where I met this fantastic human being. It wouldn't have happened unless I made that mistake when I was 19 years old. And so, like, would I go back and tell myself, like, I mean, maybe it was 6 years of hell and 3 years incarceration, so it's rough. It depends on what version of me you ask, but the version now, absolutely, it's absolutely worth it for the things that I've learned, the people that I've met and have in my life now, and just the changes I've been able to make in myself. I had to go through everything I went through the way that I went through it. I really don't think I kind of have a stubborn personality, and I learn lessons a little bit. Takes me a while, but
we're both the same way.
It's stubborn. So in order for a point to be made,
And for me to really change the foundation of who I am, it really has to be something profound. Because you're not just going to say, hey, you should stop smoking cigarettes. That's bad for you. And be like, oh my gosh, really? Okay, never again. I won't do it. That guy said not to. I won't. No, like absolutely not. Like, take them. If you take them away, I'm going to try to get it. Like, that's just been my personality. I want what I want. And if it's taken from me, I'll figure out a way to get it. I already drank all my Mountain Dew. This is hers.
He's a thief.
I wanted it.
So he took it.
Yep.
And for him, you were at work, right? When that song came on, Greater Foundation, which is the song that he's listened to multiple times. He loves the band. He likes the music. And he stopped and was like hearing the words after all these experiences and realizing.
It's like I could feel it from the perspective of the person singing now. Like, it's not just, oh, you're hearing about somebody's struggles. No, when you can relate it personally to your own life, it's like, holy crap, that's why he's screaming? Oh my God. Like, and same thing. This guy went to prison. He was caught up in all kinds of crazy stuff. And you can always change from that, though.
We all can.
A lot of times you can use all of that bad past, all of that bad history just gives you a superpower level of empathy. Because when somebody's telling you about the shitty things that they've gone through, you can feel it. Because when somebody tells their story, you can see it in their eyes, the pain that they've gone through, and like they'll like start to tremble or they'll cry or whatever it is. So at that point, you know that like this is a really serious, profound moment for this person. So like when you can feel that because you've gone through that level of pain, you can be there with them. You can look them in the eye and be like, oh my gosh, I've felt that before. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. And the level of that's so much better. Having gone through something, I would rather talk to somebody who's gone through it and knows what I'm talking about than somebody that's just going to be like, oh, wow, that must have been bad, huh? That sucks.
Life.
Huh. Life's funny, huh? Like, they don't know. They don't know. They haven't experienced it. Or if they have, they can't make the connection in order to make this connection, which just completely changes your life. It's like a freaking superpower. You see the world just differently.
I would agree. And in those moments that I'm having a harder time with whatever may be going on in life, I usually like to run away. I dissociate, and it's, a big thing for me. And so I've been able to turn to music, and then when I have those songs that are super empowering and just hit me at my core and help me better utilize my own experiences, when I hear them or I share them with people, like, it hits me so much more. So, hi, Alyssa. I miss you. It's been so long. There's actually quite a few in here that it's been a very long time since I've seen / talked to you. Sorry, I suck at this.
Hi, I'm Bruce.
This guy. Anyway, my name's Bruce. Hi, my name's Bruce.
Hi, I'm Bruce. Hi, Bruce.
I think we're thinking of two completely different show references.
Probably. I always go to Nemo.
Of Nemo, and I'm going to...
Everyone always goes to Nemo.
Dave. Hi, I'm Dave.
Oh.
Who's Dave? Hi, I'm Dave. Hi, I'm Bruce. Anyways.
Oh, boy.
So, I want to know what some of your guys' music, what are some songs that have changed your life that have helped you? Riker would like to...
Hi, Riker.
Come say hi.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. How's it going?
You can play.
You just wanted to stick your head in there?
Oh, now we got Poe. Poe's getting jealous. Anyways,
I know.
or if music even has that kind of response for you, or if it's just background noise, or we got Nero now too.
Yeah.
Oh, whole family. Aw, hi.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see Riker. He's too blonde. He's too blonde, and there's too much light.
Blinded by the light. Or a song that you've listened to multiple times, and like after years go by, you finally feel like you actually understand it, or like your understanding of it changed. And what was it that made you see it differently? Or did you even think about it?
What was the one that we just listened to the other day, and we sat in the truck and finished it out? And it was one of those ones that we've heard like tons of times. It's an older song.
Hmm.
Do remember.
Damn.
And this is what happens when you got crappy memories. But
Come on, you. Words better.
I can't remember. And I suck at remembering like movie titles and song. I could sit there and sing you the entire song, and it would be great, and I could tell you. But
That's another idea for the board hunt. The random days of the week is like flow day, lyrical flow day. All right, it's time to talk about stuff.
well, that's an interesting thing, and that's another thing we're gonna start doing too. Is we've got a whiteboard over here that Little Miss
a whiteboard over
OCD
there.
over here.
OCD over there.
We're gonna start choosing random things. Like we're gonna have a day of silence where we're not gonna talk at all. And
Heels don't touch the ground day.
that's gonna suck.
If I see your
lyric
legs on
flow
the
day. My legs, my heels. You mean?
heels,
Let's
towing it up.
Char.
What else was there? And then there was accent day.
Oh yes, accents. We're gonna speak in accents.
Can't break character.
So what are some of your guys' ideas? What are some of the things that you think would be funny? Because I'm sure some of these are gonna end up landing on days that we're doing live, so it could be funny.
I was gonna say, like, they're like within reason. If we roll Silent Day on a Wednesday, I think we'll re-roll.
No, we could totally do like mime things.
Oh, what?
We could try and talk in mime the entire time.
Okay, but
charades.
we're gonna have to do some home. Oh, we'll do charades.
So, anyways,
Interactive charades.
Chuck is saying that he agrees 100%. Music hits me on a level that I can change me when I'm mad, sad, romantic, etc. I'm going back to my first of work this week after a month off, and I listened to 80s and 90s country the whole 2-hour drive to work, and it makes me miss being younger working on the farm. Dude, no doubt. I've had nostalgia moments, like when a song comes on and it just takes me back to this.
That one time that you heard it where it really made you remember.
Whatever.
Like for me, that song, Greater, as I lay dying, the Greater Foundation, I will always think of that day that I was crying like a baby underneath the bridge just because, like, just replaying all of the horrible things that have happened over the last 6 years and just how happy I am right now. And I just realized at that moment, like, that was the cost. That was the price that I had to pay. And worth it. You know, like, God, I just feel so much better. Just in life in general. There's, like, no underlying fear of, like, or worry. Like, there's just an acceptance for everything. And a lot of that comes with much deeper things. Just, like,
which has nothing to do with music, but we'll probably get into eventually.
It does if you talk about, like, you know, get into the vibrations and everything.
Well, okay.
And the healing hurts. What about those tones that are just supposed to heal you?
Oh.
Or that one.
He read my mind because I literally was just thinking about the singing bowl, which is, I got this for myself. I bought it for my birthday a few years ago, and it's something narrow that since I've showed it to him, he has loved.
I'm sure that's not going to translate very well.
No, and I'm sure that the fan in the background, because it is a hot day today, isn't going to help things, but that's okay.
It's okay because it made me feel better. See, it comes down to vibration. I've literally had times where, like, certain, like, you know, you get into, like, that dubstep house stuff where, like, bass drops and, like, certain tones and frequencies and patterns, they just, like, put some kind of look on your face. They just make you feel some kind of way. Like, there's no words. Nobody's saying anything. I have no idea what this song is about, but it makes me feel good.
I like it.
I like this. Why do I like this? It just
Japanese
feels
music
nice.
is, or German, or, you know, foreign language stuff that
99 Das Luftballons. Oh my God, that's a good one. Let me look up the lyrics to that song because I heard it on the radio and then I looked up the lyrics to the song and I was like, whoa, essentially. But,
Broskies.
yeah.
I don't even know what song he's talking about, to be honest with you.
99 Luftballons. Mm-hmm. You and I in a little shop buy a bag of balloons with the money we've got. Set them free at the break of dawn, till one by one they were gone. Back at base, bugs in the software flash the message, something's out there, floating in the summer sky, 99
Chuck, a singing bowl is what country does it come from? It's Middle Eastern, and I want to say like Tibetan. I can't remember.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm on Google. Give me a second.
He's looking at a song right now, but what it is it's just this metal bowl, and it's a wood stick that you take and you just start moving it around, and you got to lay your hand flat, and it starts singing. And what it is it's creating these vibrations that from the friction, and it's really beautiful and really calming. And they have different pitches, and just something we really enjoy. We've been taking it out a lot. For Christmas, we got his sister some steel tongue drums.
Ooh, those are fun.
Those are way fun. As
Origins of the Singing Bowl.
So, yeah.
Tibetan music.
I was right. That surprises me. I'm really, I don't recall why I would know that.
Have you ever just opened your meat hole and started talking and then wind up like saying interesting things that like you didn't know that you knew just because you wound up thinking about it, and then through thinking about it you came up with your own idea of it that like sometimes turns out to be like
Sounded
incredibly
correct.
accurate?
Like you just know.
Flapping meat hole. Sorry, my philosophy on life is that I am a soul that is basically trapped inside of this stupid flesh bag, and I can't get out. And these are my windows, and these are all my sensors. And this is just a stupid flesh bag that restricts me to this three-dimensional reality.
So, Anyhow.
It's like a perpetual video game, and there's like a heightened sense of awareness that comes along with it because you're just always playing this video game.
Well,
Video
since
game
you
of
guys aren't really
humans.
talking a whole lot, that's really
Yeah.
cool, Chuck. How long have you had it? Like I said, I got mine a few years ago for a birthday present to myself in this amazing shop here in Helper. And
Bruce sounds cool.
yeah.
Thank
So,
you. I don't know if you mean audibly or just like in character, but to both. Thank you.
So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video and figure out what you guys want to talk about next week or all that fun stuff. If you haven't already, join the group so you can vote on things like that, because I haven't been able to figure out the poll on the actual page. But anyways, and I will get this posted up on YouTube and all the fun things. And from ours to yours.